Welcome, thank you all so much for coming to this poetry reading, which is a poetry reading of original works by students in my English 340 class, advanced poetry workshop. They have been one of the best poetry classes I've ever taught. It has been my distinct pleasure, as you will see.
You were dangerous and brilliantly crude, sarcastic but never mean-spirited, a gentle kisser but as tough as your steel-toed boots. The ones I wrote my name on the bottom of in purple Sharpie because you told me you wouldn't want to walk a mile in my shoes.
You expected me to be like your teeth when you smile, small and dainty with some spaces. Like your front lawn, lawnmowers hum over me, slice me into bite-sized pieces, easily digested by the neighbors at Saturday's dinner party. I was not what you expected.
Mom buried Penny's bones that night in a bed of rhubarb leaves under a pine tree somewhere in the fields. Left to her own convictions, she lit a candle in Penny's memory and begged her not to hold resentment. I would have dressed you, but you had no skin left to cover. She was answered by a coyote, half crying, half snarling in the nearby brush.
Because you have never heard how their laughs sound like they bound them together with clay in the backyard at the middle school. And it is eerie, but it is so familiar, because the South Shore wraps you up in its cadences, and New York City only squeezes your shoulder on your way through.
But how can you continue to love me if you barely love yourself? The stories we made were beautiful and ruined in the same day, so I asked Cupid if he could shoot you with an arrow to make you love yourself again. And while we were miles away from the ocean, we were still caught in the undertows of each other's breath. Trying not to drown, I grabbed hold of you like a book and filled you up with beautiful words.
Waking up at 4 a.m. was worth it to race down our staircase and stand at the corner of 53rd and Amsterdam. We'd watch the Newsboys deliver the papers to the city as the stories rolled hot off the presses into their temporary homes of curbside plastic bins.
Do you recall the first insult you rebutted me with? I told you that I wanted to be someone else, something else, and in return you asked me how you would survive. My heart, half years, half hours, flatlined, after I confessed to you that I can no longer protect you.
Different skin, but I think we are all white, like what Isaac Newton found in 1672. As he saw natural white light refracted to a prism glass, it combusts Caravaggio's color palette. Flaxen yellow, clementine orange, acanthus leaves green, listerine blue, red, red, red.
I think I was a linguist in a past life. There was a time when I felt things so deeply that I had to pore over language upon language in search of words to wholly tell the tales of walks around the pond down the street from my house and falling in love with people falling in love with a city for the first time, because there's something holy about the way our vicarious joy for strangers can make us witness the joy in our own monotony.
That's it. I mean, a good poet doesn't explain the poem. The work sort of stands for itself, and I think that's what it did. I'm fiercely proud of you. I will miss you tremendously. You should all be very proud of yourself.